to comp an incredibly strong period, we will have a couple of data points. There, for example, individual product categories didn't always fly as much as they are now. So I'd actually argue a resilient consumer more recently has led to a more sustained sales increase than at the start of the pandemic, where we had, some isolated areas of, fridges and freezers, be it as it may. So the harsh reality for us is there will come a point where we cycle 12 months of this, and that will get a little bit harder. But the reality for us is when we look through the cycle, we're talking about how we delight customers, how we're investing in online, how we're investing in our supply chain. And those initiatives stand the test of time, and the increased, what's really exciting, particularly in the Good Guys business, is just the number of new customers we welcome to the business during this elevated sales period. And I think that customer equity is going to stand us in good stead through the medium term.
Speaking of the medium term as well, you've obviously got to be, and I suppose the short term I should say, you've obviously got to be buoyed about where the Australian economy is right now. We've got this elevated savings ratio, I suppose, that everyone is expecting to get drawn down as the year increases. We've seen in terms of the housing market here in Australia, and that's obviously beneficial to a lot of your businesses, particularly the Good Guys, like you did mention. So there is the case to be made that you could maintain this strong performance that you have been seeing over the course of the last 6 months as well, right?
We keep coming back to this thing that looks like guidance, but that's okay. I agree with you in the sense of, if you just took away the absolute growth rates and said, is it going to be a period of elevated sales while Australians can't travel? And, let's be honest, the economy is in great shape to what we anticipated 12 months ago. The federal government has done a great job sort of cushioning, I guess, a lot of economic challenges that could have hit. There's a lot of people doing it tougher than JB Hi-Fi. And, if you're in the tourism sector or you're a restaurateur in Victoria over the weekend, you really feel for, those industries that have been dramatically impacted. But all in all, the economy is in great shape. And I think not having to kickstart the economy has been, the upside of some strong government policy. And I think that will enable us to sort of weather these cycles in a better shape than we might otherwise. So, certainly, and while Australians can't travel and the property market in Australia remains resilient, I think that's a good place for us to retail in.
Okay, I'll step off guidance then. You do have that, I suppose, positive outlook, but I want to go on the flip side now. We saw that Amazon is absolutely going from strength to strength when it does come to their online offering here. If you've seen the recent survey data, and also the fact that they booked around 1 billion Australian dollars in revenue, is there any sense for you in terms of the competitive environment here in Australia? Because we've got the likes of Amazon, we've got Wesfarmers coming in and really starting to ramp up their catch offering at the same time, that you can compete as hard with these other online players, even Kogan, for example, when it does come to, say, the results that you saw even just this period with the 161% online sales growth?
So when I look at our online sales at $700 million, that's not dissimilar to the size of Kogan. So really comfortable with how we're going to market in that online space. The lowest cost of doing business in our industry, you think about double the sales, the JB business actually has double the sales per square metre of many of our competitors. So we're incredibly efficient in store, but also we recognise that customers want at different shopping journeys. Some are online, some are in store. So we still believe, as much as even if you went to 20% of sales online, which I'm not saying, I'm just using that as a barge pole, that means 80% of our sales are in store, and we still want to delight customers when they shop in store. Our job is, you got to have a great experience every time you shop at JB, every time you shop at the Good Guys, whether it's in store, online, over the phone. And with the lowest cost in doing business, we've always talked about that being a key enabler of us being able to compete effectively. We respect all our competitors, and whether it's the store down the road or it's the website next door. So absolutely comfortable that the team that has driven this growth for JB and the Good Guys over the last 20 years is absolutely focused on what continues our success over the years to come.